gambe bankun kambi mbe ngalo nen ka je nyalale lolum accident dama dingol be fala ibe baramala nko nyanta kala moneka sabu pour salom fanan ba ko solf la nyamen donc commence à konda ko sañ ye panelo setup mi alan ko wala ba investigate la monati na accident ngol kake isaje sa solf no laysino fanan kadi nyame ya jube ku bawo laysino kadi nyame tol nga jele ko nyanta ko faline sañ ita fala moy ko laysino ta December 1st abe expire December 31st at least sanji kila nyanda ka wotale ba nga system min soto ntol nga jele ko system ko totale aman na fa soto kon ke man sa kunda nyanda aya falling lulu njanga wolong maternal mortality musol mil kafa ni be wulu wala ngaje ko asiata Gambia bakele ngko man sa kunda ko wuli je simfal ke ferol landi ferol mi alon ko wala bati nala l'hôpital le tama nga mol soto mi alon ko ya do ko no le nga kisi fana munati na musul kafa wulu wala pour nga long isaje sim fambe min tala ngata pour un sewo problème mo fanan solve suma mbokay luma don wax ci kalamay angale ak sosé moy tay press conference bi comme ñun Citizens Alliance dañ waxtanon ak doomi rew yi ne weer bu nek dañu ñew waxtaan ak taskati xibaar yi pour ñu wax len luy nek di dox ci rew mi ak ñun Citizens Alliance naka lañ ko gisee ak lan mo suñu taxaway ci yoyu nonu mota té ñu o presse bi taskati xibaar yi pour ñu ñew ñu wax len ñun luñ fogg ne moy xolo xamne amna solo ci rew mi ak ci doomi rew mi ak ñun la mo suñu taxaway ci ndel ben bi moy IEC sen bir umpu len ne amna jamono yu passé genon nañ wax ne registration dafa am pour nit ñi binda ño xamne dañ bëgg voter ñu am carte bi jamono dem be ci kanam ñu bindaat ne lolu dañ ko forma du amat wa waxu ñu lutax du amat ak kan lañ ko defaat ñun ci nak ñu gëna wax ne la deet fo ngeen gëna wax ñu lutax du amat ak kan ngeen ko defaat ñu la gërem nga gëna wax ñu lutax du amat amon na bena problème bu am digante IEC ak kurel bo xamne mo responsible ñu ko oye GPPA pourtant la ñoo xamne ñu wara supply nguur lum soxla lolu mo ko son lolu te xamnañ ne ñu ci kawam waat su neexee yalla dinañ gëna ci waat wax ñu ban company moko win ak nakala mo démé si ñaarel buñ discourse moy drogue buñ ti ci port bi taylé ni le ñu ngi na lo xamne mën na yaaxa réew mi kon war nañ ci jog nguur war na see jog ñu ngi gëreem ño xamne nak ñoy law enforcement officer ño xamne ñom ñoo dé liggéey ci côté bobu la ñu tiyé ño xamne ñom ñoo isi drogue bi ñu la na gëreem ci seen liggéey bu rafet bi di wone tamit ne nañ dolel gaay pour ñu mëna def seen liggéey bu baax parce que Gambia té lu ko mëna yaaxa moy drogue tay diko dem fe dencé kay ak yoon pour lu bon li ni mëna yaaxa réew kon ñu ngi ñaax nguur gi pour ñu saytu mbir bu baaxa baaxa sa ñu def lo xamne dañ ko ci wara def pour gis ne lolu du am ci réew mi benen bi moy IGP police ñu gëna joxe directive ne képp ko amne sa moto dafa am parenthèse bu lendem da nga wara dem jël clearance nga fay 10000 wala 15000 lutax ñu ne lolu wara am parce que ñu ne sécurité ñun ñu ne su dé sécurité la kon ken warta fay dang ko ban parce que make good sense nga ne sécurité la wali nga fay 10000 ñu ngi ñaax nguur gi pour ñu sétane mbir bi ak IGP bi office am pour ñu gis ñu isi lo xamne dina tax be karange am ci réew mi way tamit ño xamne ño amé borom moto yi dinañ mëna amé sen moto ci dal si waxtaan bo xamne nak moy mbiri driving license yi ak accident yu bari yu am ci réew mi umpule ne tay sa yo gene di nga gis accident suñ ni ñangé dé ñu ngi gañu ci accident yi ñu ngi naan bari na kon waxtu jotna pour nguur gi jog def ci taxaway ñu gestu lan mo wara tax accident yi bari ci réew mi ak naka lañ ko safaralé ñu sét tamit ci mbiri license bu baaxa parce que nu ñu joxé license tamit mo jaarut yoon do mëna jox nit ki license 1st of December nga ne ko dafa expected first dañ ko wara sétat ñu reform ko ñun loolu la moy xamné Citizens Alliance mo sen taxaway ci loolu lu ci mujjé nak moy mbiri jigéen yo xamné ñuy dé suñu wasin bu tam gis nañ bari na ci réew mi torop ñu ngi ñaax nguur gi ñu sétat bir bi tamit ñu def ci ay gestu ay jéego yo xamné dina ta be képp ko xamné jigéen nga dem pour wasin nga mëna wasin ci dal ak si sutura ak te doo si am benn jafe-jafe mbiri mooy loolu. Finally, I've skipped one thing which is very important as well, is the appointment of the Vice IAC Chairman. This is a big disappointment and it is not acceptable. The country has laws, and laws must be followed, especially by the executive. The purpose why we are paying the Attorney General and Minister of Justice is for him to advise government on legal issues. So where was he when the government was making this very bad, unlawful decision? We cannot accept it. We cannot accept such mistakes. The person tipped for the job is not qualified by law. I think the executive should know that before they make the appointment. These are the things that makes people lose credibility with the IEC. And once people start to lose credibility and IEC's credibility start to get undermined, we start losing confidence on the ability of the IEC to oversee elections in this country. So they should be very, very, very careful and avoid such mistakes. And we urge the government to make sure that whatever they do, they follow due process and they follow the laws of the land. We cannot accept impunity in this country anymore, where I just wake up in the morning and make decisions that are unlawful. Gone are the days. We are ready, in fact, to challenge that decision in court, had it not been that it was rescinded. So we urge them that we are vigilant, we are watching, we are, like I said, we are principal stakeholders in the entire process. We must make sure that things are done right. On that note, I thank you very much, and we are looking forward to your questions. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Dr. Ismaila Ceesay, for that insightful, thorough, and detailed submission. Now we want to open the floor to you, the media, our partners. It's your day. It's your show. Let's engage. Let's interact. Ask your questions in any language you feel comfortable, and we'll be happy to answer it. So I want to take the first question here. Okay.
Thank you very much. I would say, thank you very much. And the press conference, you raised a lot of very important points. My name is Ceesay. I wanted to ask you something which you haven't touched on in your points, which is regarding the constitution. The dialogue that are taking place. 2 rounds of consultations have now been concluded. Where are we? What's Citizens Alliance take away from this whole engagement? Are we close to getting a constitution?
Thank you very much, Yusuf. That's a very important question and a very important, pertinent national issue as well. I would be pleased to inform you that the Citizens Alliance was invited to this dialogue or mediation, as they call it. I know you are aware that an international organization, IDEA, is engaged to lead the process, together with an eminent person in the name of Goodluck Jonathan. We took part in both rounds of discussions. The idea was to have a dialogue and find a common ground and negotiate to ensure that we take the constitution back to parliament and get it passed. So before that happens, consensus is needed among the political parties, especially those with seats in parliament. I can inform you that the negotiations went well. The goodwill is there, especially from the opposition political parties. I'm very optimistic about the outcome because I've seen during the dialogue how even parties that were really found themselves in 2 different poles during the debate in assembly, I've seen that they are ready to compromise and have common ground. I cannot go into the details of exactly what are the agreements. I'm not sure if I have the authority to do so. What I can tell you is that I'm optimistic. There is some kind of consensus. At least we are very close to a consensus. And we hope that very soon, those with the right authority to give the information will come out and tell the Gambian people exactly what has happened and what is the way forward.
Just to follow up on that, Citizens Alliance position, more specifically, and obviously, international idea will tell us. The sticking point is the term limit.
There are a few sticking points, not only the term limit.
I mean, the most, the one that is causing a lot of headache and a lot of people are having so much vision on is the term limit. Is Citizens Alliance willing to allow the retroactivity to pass by so that we can have a new constitution? Bearing in mind, Gambian people will decide. Before
I answer that question, I want us to look at the different scenarios at play. That is how we operate. One scenario is that there's a stalemate, and parties, put themselves into two poles, very rigid poles. One party saying it must be removed, retroactivity. Other party says it must be there. Flexibility will be lost. What will happen is that there will be no constitution, perhaps, because you need consensus. It's a very constitution building is a very complex process. You need consensus. So when there's no consensus, what will happen is that there will be no constitution until elections. And then perhaps the next government that will come will work on a new constitution. It means that the current sitting president, this term will be free for him, and even next term.
So as a Citizens Alliance position, are you willing to compromise that?
For us, we made it very clear that if that is what is going to bring consensus and a new constitution before, with a condition, it must be passed before elections, and the next election will be based on a new constitution, we are willing to negotiate and discuss. But other than that, it's a no-go area. But if that will bring us a new constitution before the elections, in fact, that is our sticking point. Our condition is that if it is going to ensure we have a new constitution before the next elections, so that term limit counts before the next elections, diaspora votes in the next elections, and also 50 plus 1% is in the next elections, we are willing to compromise and have consensus depending on how things go. But other than that, we will not be part of that.
Thank you, Yusuf. Next question, please. Okay.
The opportunity. I am Rajmani. I work for this organization. So, in your deliberations, you called on the authorities, specifically the IGP, to initiate a probe and to bring the perpetrators of, or the people behind the cocaine that was reported and post at the port by DLEA agents. Because of this recent post follows in the recent past. I mean, it came on the heels of another one involved in a company called Raw Food and stuff. Many others also, of course, are involved or were involved in that, and we are yet to see any outcome. We don't even know the progress of any or at all if any investigations have been launched. What gave you the conviction that this time around it will be any different?
Thank you. The Laura Food case, yeah, go on.
If I could just,
sure.
Just concern for us. The second question has to do with maternal mortality in the Gambia. The health minister, Dr. Samate, was at a convergence sometime a week ago. He told medical practitioners that his office was in the process of formulating or initiating a maternal mortality committee, whatever he calls it, that would investigate the deaths or the cause of deaths in our hospitals. What's your take on that?
Thank you, Alaji. Thank you. The Laura Food case is quite different from the current industrial salt case. I'll give you the two scenarios why I said it's different.
If you want to receive monies from UK, Europe, USA, Canada, Switzerland, and the rest of the world, Supersonic's money transfer has got you covered. With the largest payout network in the Gambia, you can now receive your monies anywhere you are, from Kartong to Koina, with less hassle. Yes! You can receive monies from your family and friends in UK, Europe, USA, Canada, Switzerland, and the rest of the world with our safe, secure, fast, and convenient service that offers you the largest selection of payout locations in the Gambia. Supersonic's money transfer. We are currently in 34 African countries and counting, giving you quality money remittance services that are second to none. Visit the Google Play Store or the Apple Store today to download the Supersonics Money Transfer app and enjoy excellent money transfer services only with Supersonics.
الرحمن الرحيم الحمد لله رب العالمين والصلاة والسلام على من لا نبي بعده نبينا وحبيبنا محمد صلى الله عليه وآله وصحبه وسلم بعد ولو لمر لالو أني جيب لالو برنامج من كانالو كان ولم من يندكك إن شاء الله وبرنامج من كاسم بالينام ولم نت بامبو دمفا ani Alhaji Ibrahim Ba Mama Koto Seattle Washington atebe Vancouver wadana la len lungu men wala bekla jumalungu ti jumalungu wuraro janna wato tala lulu nin tala wuraro kada tala woro alla maru ni maka na lafida ka jube fanan albetala mindo wala mu Gambian Talents TV ala barika. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
Behind the cocaine that was reported and post the reports by DLE agents. Because of this, just recent post follows in the recent past. I mean, it came on the heels of another one involved in a company called Raw Food and stuff. Many others also, of course, are involved or were involved in that, and we are yet to see any outcome. We don't even know the progress of any or at all any investigation has been launched. What gave you the conviction that this time around it will be any different?
Thank you. The Laura Food case, yeah, go on.
If I could just,
Sure.
just one second. The second question has to do with maternal mortality in the Gambia. The health minister, Dr. Samate, was at a convergence sometime a week ago. He told medical practitioners that his office was in the process of formulating or initiating a maternal mortality committee, whatever he calls it, that would investigate the deaths or the cause of deaths in our hospitals. What's your take on that?
Thank you, Alaji. Thank you. The Laura Food case is quite different from the current industrial salt case. I'll give you the two scenarios why I said it's different. In terms of packaging, it's different. With the Laura Food case, the consignment was in front of the container. Once you open the container, it is the drugs that you see. In the industrial salt case, it's at the very back of the container. The Laura Food case, the Laura Foods themselves called the DLEAG to say that we saw something here which is not part of our consignment. It is fishy, come and have a look. So they called the police. It was not like the police did an intelligence and followed it and traced it and busted. No, the Laura Foods opened the container. They saw something that was not supposed, a foreign object in the container, was sugar. And they got suspicious and called the police to come and have a look, and it was tested and it was cocaine. It means that, based on my investigations, the Laura Foods drug was not supposed to come to the Gambia. The way these international criminals work is very complex. Perhaps it was supposed to be turned somewhere, to be opened and removed and closed again, because they take many transit points. And when a container is coming to Gambia and transits in Belgium, the Belgian authorities would not pay so much attention. That's job for the Gambia to do. They do random searches, but they don't pay too much attention on the transit containers than containers heading for Belgium. That is their priority. So based on my understanding, I get this wrong. It wouldn't make sense if the Laura Foods will bring a consignment of drugs, not busted by the police, and still call the police to come and take care of it. And also, if you look at where it is placed in front of once you open it, you see it. So sometimes, what international criminals, they tamper with containers. They have agents in different ports, transit ports, so that they know a particular container is having it. The agent will just open it, remove it, and seal it again. The container moves. Perhaps this one, it was a failed operation, and it ended in a gas. I said perhaps, I'm not saying. But what I also learned is that the DELEJ did a thorough investigation of the Laura Foods case. And based on their investigations, they came to the conclusion that the Laura Foods, in fact, when the Laura Foods company called them, they were all arrested and taken into custody. That is standard operation procedure. Even though they called them, they did their thorough investigations, and the outcome was that they could not find them culpable in that particular case. However, it doesn't mean that they are free. They let them go because there is no evidence. Investigations continue. If in the future, intelligence surfaces that they were involved, they'll go and get them again. But when it comes to the industrial salt case, this was an operation, an intelligence operation, by the Interpol, working together with our DLEAG guys to trace it and track it and bust it. So these are two different cases. And they're investigating that one as well. Investigations are on. We hope it will be independent and objective, and the whole country will be informed of the outcome of those investigations. Maternal mortality, we welcome the news that there is going to be a panel set up, but it is urgent. It should not take long. Every day, women are dying. Every day, women are dying. In fact, the numbers we have and what is happening is not even the same. So it must be done as soon as possible. It's not rhetoric. It's about lives. So it must be done as soon as possible.
Thank you very much. DJ?
Okay, good afternoon, Doctor. The question that I'm going to ask you did not deal with that. So my question is, I understand that you have been meeting with some political parties, opposition political parties, to be specific GDC and APRC. What are some of the issues that you discussed with them, or are you working towards forming a coalition?
Thank you, Dija Jao. When I was elected as the leader of the party, I took over a party at a very difficult time for this country. The country has been divided politically, most importantly. And I think political leaders have a role to play to unite the country. So I discussed with the executive that what I want to do as my first task is to write to all political party leaders and go and pay a courtesy call to them, to discuss with them ways in which we can work together to ensure a free, fair election by pushing for the reforms that are necessary, but also to show the electorate, our supporters, that if our leaders can sit on the table and drink coffee and be amicable to each other, why can't our supporters also do the same thing and engage each other based on ideas? That there is no animosity between the political party leaders. This is good for the country because election year normally, stability can be shaken. And for us to have a peaceful elections, and currently if you listen to the political discourse online, it's very toxic. Political parties, supporters are so rigid and so aggressive towards each other that it doesn't augur well for the country. So I think we, as the political leaders, should show to our supporters that it's one Gambia, one destination, one vision, but how to reach to that destination is where we differ. That is politics. Some parties prefer the socialism road. Some parties prefer the conservative road. Some the communist road. But the ultimate aim is to build a Gambia that is where every Gambian will live a dignified life. Our young people will have access to good jobs. Our people will have access to quality healthcare, clean water, electricity. That is the Gambia we want. And I think how we are going to achieve it is where the difference is. And I think we should make our electorate understand this. So the purpose was to pay courtesy call. I see them as partners, as compatriots, even though we are from different political parties. But also to send a strong signal to the electorate, our supporters, that they should not kill each other, insult each other because of us, because all is well between us.
So a follow-up to that, do you have any intention of coaliting with one of those parties?
We did not only meet GDC and APRC, we wrote to, in fact, all the political parties, including, in fact, the president himself. As leader of the NPP, we want to meet him as well to talk about the country and how we can all work together to make the country move. So there is no coalition on the table yet for us. Currently, what the CA is focusing on is to sell our agenda to the Gambian people, build our political base, and let the Gambian people trust us and give us the mandate to govern this country in 2021. That is our goal.
So,
thank you very much.
Yes, look, my question has to do with IEC. From your observation, do you think they are prepared for this coming election? And the second question will be in terms of this voter registration. Citizen Alliance, what are you expecting? Just to upgrade the old one, or you want fresh voter registration?
The last question is not what we want, it's what the law says. There should be fresh voter registration. Even if you want upgrade, that doesn't happen. The law says every 10 years, fresh voter registration, and that's what should happen. So what we want is not what matters here. In terms of my confidence in the IEC to be able to do this, I think they've done it before. I have known people in that institution that are well-meaning people, people who love the country and they're passionate about their job. I have no reason to question or doubt their credibility or their capacity or their capability to do the good job. However, some of the things that surface now makes many people wonder whether they are ready for the 2021 election. Because like I said, it's not. And tell the reality to the people. What are the realities? What are the problems? How do we solve it? Making promises, I'm going to build this, I'm going to do this, I'm going to build 50 hospitals. That is not the issue. Tell the people what the problems are and what are your solutions concretely to solve those problems. But people, I mean, it's political suicide also. Gambians are very, very much awakened now. By making such big promises, you are hanging yourself. It's a rope you're hanging yourself, because if you make those promises, election day you don't fulfill your, people are going to vote you out. So it is also counterproductive. It is political suicide. When it comes to the issue of branding his opposition as criminals, I think what a good president does is, if you suspect criminal activity, not only opposition but any Gambian, you tell the police to investigate. Anybody found guilty, you charge, you prosecute, and convict. So for me, does it make sense that you are telling that they are engaging in criminal activity, you as president are saying it, not taking action? It's not a sign of good leadership.
Thank you very much. Any other question? Go ahead, ma'am. Can you pass the mic, please?
What I want to ask is, what would the CEO government have done if they were in power to clean up the image of the country as it's been a big mess with the cocaine issue, because all the international media have been talking about it?
Well, like I said, cocaine, having Gambia as become famous as a transit and storage point is not good for the country. It wins investor confidence, it creates instability, and many other issues. What we would do is to make sure that we invest heavily in law enforcement and empower our law enforcement officers and equip them with the latest training and technology. So it's about institutions. You need strong institutions, because these international criminal gangs, they target countries with weak institutions. So when they know that Gambia is a no-go area, one, it is detected, you cannot enter. Two, we do a thorough work to ensure that anybody involved is prosecuted and convicted, long sentences. So you need to set strong examples. That is what we will do. We'll make sure that we strengthen law enforcement. We'll make sure that we train them and give them the latest equipment, latest technology, and also work together with transnational agencies who are dealing with this. Create that rapport there, information sharing. So once they know that, then Gambia wouldn't become a no-go area. But once Gambia is perceived, perception is important. To be a country with weak security institutions, it is easy to take drugs, it is easy to store, easy to move again, then it becomes a target. So we need to do a lot of work, make sure we build strong law enforcement institutions to ensure that we deal with these issues.
I have one final question. It slips my mind. So does this year know how many voters are supposed to be registered by IC as of 2020?
No, we cannot know that. Currently, based on the latest census, the population is 2.4 to 2.5 million people. 60% are below 25, something like that. But we cannot know exactly how many Gambians will be registered in the next phase of registration. But because we don't also know whether diaspora will be registered. But that has also got to do with access to documents you need. The way things are going, if nothing is done, many Gambians will be disenfranchised by the system, and that should not happen. So I cannot tell you exactly how many Gambians will be registered to vote in the next elections.
Thank you very, very much. Oh, you have, okay, I'll take that final question.
If I could just add on to that, it's related to actually what DJ just brought up. So just, let's you go on and on.
I just wanted
Mike, please.
I think I just have asked these two questions. The first one is about the drugs issue. So a lot of people have the belief that, these drugs were not supposed to be used here. But there is also a rising use of crack.
And ecstasy.
Yeah, even these type of drugs. So they are increasingly being used here. People come to this country and they want to enjoy them. We know where those products are being sold. Are we having a rising problem in this country that also needs to be looked at? And then with regards to investing in security, is it a question of because when you look at our finance and our budget, even in this year, if you put together the external security and the internal security, you will see that they are appropriated a huge amount. So we are actually investing significant resources in financing the security institution. And I hear what you are saying, which to me translates as more financing. Or is it a case where we need to make sure that our security institutions are more in a better state to address? So whereas we look at our priority, do we spend more in external security? Do we spend more in internal security to address some of these issues? which we are talking about. So those are two of my questions.
Thank you. I think it's the first question is, I am glad that you raised it, Yusuf. The drug abuse is not becoming. It's a serious problem in the Gambia, especially among young people. And if not tackled now, it's going to cause a lot of havoc in this country. A lot of young people now are into drugs and alcohol abuse in this country, especially ecstasy. You can get it for $200-300 per pill, and it's a very bad drug. Recently, the DLEAG also confiscated 250 kilos of hashish in Sokoto, or Brufut. So it's a lot of drugs in this country. So we need to have a crackdown in drug abuse, not only in investing in Gambia as a transit point, but also in terms of drug abuse in our country. We need to have police officers, especially intelligence officers, in nightclubs, in Senegambia, in the ghettos, making sure there's a crackdown. What pains me more is there's more crackdown on a joint. They run around arresting these boys for joint, which is less harmful than this ecstasy. You see, that is why we said access to even justice is not happening in it. It depends on which area you are and how poor you are. They go after the poor man, the poor youths in the ghettos because they are smoking a joint, and they put them in remand for eternity. As we speak, there is a young man in Mile 2 for 3 years. He doesn't know why he's there because of a joint. It's either his file is lost or he's got no lawyer to bail him. He's there. He's got no support. Whilst our people like, the guys, they'll be in these very luxurious nightclubs, taking ecstasy and other drugs, and nothing, they'll get away with it for free. What kind of country is that? The other issue about spending, it's not what you spend, it's how you spend it. If you spend $1 billion is insecurity, but they just go and buy expensive jeeps and travel and workshops, that's not how you spend money on security. Every country uses data every year to see. If you see that crime rates have increased in the Gambia, we need to do more investment in crime, in curbing crime. What do? Do we invest in more security cameras? Do we invest more police stations? What is the police-citizen ratio? Is it enough? Do you have more police presence in communities? How many police officers have radios to communicate? Not even a credit. If you are running away from a police officer, he cannot even call to say, no credit. How can you do your job? The uniforms are torn. They don't even have a bicycle. Even a bicycle, if you give police, if you kind of organize it's police administration, you organize your police, say anything, 10 police arrests, you give them bikes, helmets, everything, radio, they'll be running around their bikes, running. They want police presence, it deters crime. But you go to the police station now, here kind of thing. You report, moto tijande. Taxi command na nga arrest. Wala mo nga kontom follow nga na. So there is no serious, we don't take security seriously in this country. If we realize that, look, in terms of external security, Gambia has been safe. We don't need to invest more on external, but we're having internal crime problems. You divest from external security and invest in internal security. But how you invest, what is important? It's not by expensive cars, the travels and the hotels and the workshops. No, you invest in the police officers. The police officer lady standing on the traffic light to make sure our kids cross safely. Not even a boot, how do they call it? These boots, these plastic boots. They don't even have it. It has to take a police officer to be taking a picture, barefooted, for us to come to say, let's promote her. Some will bring Ram for Tobaski. What kind of country is that? We need to invest in security. Build more police stations, more police presence, equip our police, motivate them, pay them, so they can do their job. So it's not about how much you invest, it's how you invest it.
Thank you very much. So we'll take our last question before we wrap up.
This one has to do with during this maybe people talk, President Barrow, he attacked the media and it was doing as cases in other quarters. Even the GP called it regular, that it's now becoming a habit. Some political observers have also concluded that, well, it's an attempt to muzzle the media. What will you do? What will CA do in changing the media landscape. Not that it's harsh, because we've seen a lot of freedom now, but then attempts such, well, from the president, Muslim the media, or skating, saying derogatory remarks have now become a habit. So what will CA do when once in power? The second question has to do, it's a very vexed issue, a lot of very sensitive as well, but it's happening every day. That is tribal politics. We've seen politicians, it's everywhere, well, it has dominated our daily discourses now. What are your views on this?
The first issue has to do with the president's attack on the media, or perceived attack on the media. What would the CA government do? We will enhance the fourth estate, that is the media. We will do the necessary media reforms and make sure the media is empowered. The media has a role to play. The role they play is to hold government accountable and to make sure the public is as informed as possible about what government is doing so they can make the right choices. And that's a very critical role that the media is playing. So our role, like we are doing now, we are not going around saying, insulting the media, we're engaging the media. Even if you report things that are not favorable to us, that's it. Sometimes you report favorable, so it doesn't favorable. It's not favorable, but you are doing your job. So we'll invest in the media as well. Because we believe that the journalists in this country also need more training and more motivation as well. We need professional journalists as well. So therefore, we'll try to find ways to work with the GPU, Gambia Press Union, to create opportunities for young people like you who want to have a career in journalism to make it in journalism. Is it Wolf Blitzer, CNN? These top CNN, they are not better than you. They are not smarter than you. You can become another, if the right opportunity, with the right chance, the right support, you can become an international journalist. But they are born in countries where they are supported and the environment is conducive for them to excel and achieve what they want to be. But here you want to be, if Dija wants to be another Christian Amanpour, she cannot because the environment is not right. She'll be in journalism until she's 40, 50, nothing, and she quits. A big talent is wasted. We'll invest as well. Work with GPU, provide training opportunities for media personnel, empower you, and make sure we create that free and fair, we create that regulatory framework. I thank you all, except if Dominica has something to say.
Okay, thank you very much, ladies and gentlemen, once again. I keep emphasizing we are partners in development. We will be engaging more, we will be interacting more to help.
Come here, come here.
We will continue this engagement as we get closer to 2021 and the years ahead. We are not a party of now, we are a party that is here to stay. Citizens Alliance is conscious of the undesirable current state of our country. We know that the country needs salvaging. CA did not only come in the political space to compete, to criticize destructively, but rather to partner, to collaborate, to unify Gambians, because the country is divided right now. We are here to build hope, and most importantly, to restore dignity. CA is the futuristic party, CA is the party. I thank you very much for the patience, for the time, and we hope to engage some more. Again, this is going to be a monthly engagement, and I will communicate with you all the next date. That will be like, we're hopefully doing it every second Friday of the month, but I will communicate officially again, like I always do, with all your media houses, the date once we fix it for the next press conference. I thank you very much. I wish you a blessed Thursday. Thank you very much.
If you want to receive monies from UK, Europe, USA, Canada, Switzerland, and the rest of the world, Supersonic's money transfer has got you covered. With the largest payout network in the Gambia, you can now receive your monies anywhere you are, from Kartong to Koina, with less hassle. Yes! You can receive monies from your family and friends in UK, Europe, USA, Canada, Switzerland and the rest of the world with our safe, secure, fast and convenient service that offers you the largest selection of payout locations in the Gambia. Supersonics Money Transfer. We are currently in 34 African countries and counting, giving you quality money remittance services that are second to none. Visit the Google Play Store or the Apple Store today to download the Supersonics Money Transfer app and enjoy excellent money transfer services only with Supersonics.
Rahim. Alhamdulillah Rabbil Alameen. Wassalatu wassalamu ala man la nabiyya ba'da. Nabiyina wa habibina Muhammadin sallallahu alayhi wa alihi wa sahbihi wa sallam. Mbadi wolo lamar lalu ani jube lalu. Programme men kanalu kan wala mu men kake insha Allah o programme men ka sambali nan wala mu de bambo damfa ani alaji Ibrahim ba mama koto Seattle Washington atbe Vancouver banala len lungu men wala be kala jumalu luti jumalu ngo buraro janna wato talalulu nin tala buraro kada tala woro alla maru ni maka na lafida ka jube fanam albetala mindo wala mu Gambian Talents TV ala barika assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.